When you're urban sketching, there's a lot going on. There's buildings, there are trees and other greens, there are people, and there might even be traffic. And it can be quite overwhelming. So, how do you deal with that? Well, you take it step by step. Currently, I am in the garden of the Royal Palace in Paris, where people are having lunch, they are relaxing, they are chatting. The great thing is there are these really nice chairs that you can sit on and relax. So that helps to lose the overwhelm just a little bit. So my first tip would be get comfortable. That really helps to relax into the moment and to get into the flow. And I promise, once you are drawing, you will get into that flow and it will feel a little less overwhelming, especially if you don't have too many expectations. Let's get settled. Balancing the sketchbook on my lap, clipping down the pages so they don't flip up in the wind, my watercolors, a water brush, and a water-soluble pencil. That's all for the materials today. I'm getting started with watercolor. I'm looking at my view in this garden, which is more like a park. Of course, I notice the lush green of the trees and the plants here. So I'm painting quick watercolor shapes in green. I leave a bit of white for the overlapping water of the fountain. Then a bluish green for the water surface of the fountain. I choose Naples yellow, a fairly recent addition to my watercolor palette. I quickly paint what can indicate the gravel in the foreground and then block in shapes for the buildings, part of the gigantic palace that surrounds the garden. Then I pick up my pencil. Because it's water soluble, I can easily draw on top of the paint that is still damp. I start by drawing a figure that's overlapping my view towards the fountain. I didn't get the chance to film him so you could see the reference, but it actually doesn't matter. There were many people around and I could have sketched anyone. With the overlapping figure for landmarks, I add the edge of the fountain. Then more people sitting by the fountain. That gives me enough information to add the other side of the pool and draw some shapes for the splashing water. I keep going, drawing people. I notice how there are many varieties in the chairs. Upright ones, reclined chairs, and a version where two are linked together so people sitting in it are facing each other. I skipped drawing that one because I didn't want things to get too complicated. Yep, I too avoid complicated stuff now and then. More people. There are so many people in the park, and many of the chairs are gathered around the fountain. When I sat down, I chose this spot because I had noticed the ice cream cart. Seeing it gave me a joyful feeling and something of a nostalgic feeling too. So I am including it in my drawing now. Filling up the spaces with quick, simplified figures. Then a series of tree stems for the row of trees on the right. Those lined up trees seem to be pretty iconic for this place and for other gardens in Paris. I also sketch in some lower vegetation behind those people back there. Time to fill in the gaps for the buildings. The roofs, windows, several floors, again simplifying and abbreviating. I have a thing for Parisian roofs with the chimneys and the antennas, so I'm enjoying adding these. I create some texture for the roofs. Since I've been using that water-soluble pencil, I can take advantage of this. With a brush and some water, I dilute some of the lines so I can add shadows and darker bits. I feel like this helps to bring more life to the drawing and it makes it look and feel more solid. What if I would add some texture to those trees, I wonder? So I try. Then I don't love it, so I see what happens if I dilute it. That seems a bit better. For the other trees, I choose to do it a bit more subtle. I pick up pigment from the pencil tip to paint with that. I keep playing with the gray washes, deepening some bits here and there, and by now I have completely forgotten about time and about any worries of how this will work out. This is what happens when you allow yourself to get into that wonderful creative flow. You can do it by yourself, like I do here, or with friends. There's a wonderful opportunity for you to meet other artists and go on adventure with them on amazing locations. You'll make these new friends during one of my workshop trips in Europe. You'll be filling many sketchbook pages, in class and outside of class. I'll show you fun approaches and you'll get creative ideas for your sketchbook. Not just your travel sketchbook, but also for when you're back home again. Check out my website for the upcoming workshops because I'd love to travel and sketch with you. The link is in the description of this video. I use more darks around the spraying fountain so that the water stands out a bit more. Let's add a gray, cloudy sky, while the sun comes out now too. Just some more texture in the foreground and I might actually be done. What do you think? There's this beautiful white space, perfect for a title, Jardin du Palais Royal. One of my takeaways for this drawing is how great it is to have just a few tools at hand. It makes things a little bit easier, less fussy, and you just need to take decisions on the spot as you are going. And I really love having just those few colors and that one pencil. I smudged it a little bit and I don't really care because I love the result, and even more important, I really enjoyed my time drawing. So I hope this inspires you, and also I hope to see you next week here on Draw Tip Tuesday. Bye.